Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lovers Society with me, Gert Retief, and tonight we are looking at a Bimber. Bimber, what is a Bimber? Well, it is a whiskey from the UK in the heart of London. They have a distillery, Bimber 2018, and it was an ex-Pedro Ximenez ex-bourbon, part of the Antipodes, and it is bottled at 57.8% ABV. Natural color, natural filtered. And if you want to know a little bit more about the distillery, it is a very young distillery. They started only producing, I think it was in 26th of May 2016, and they've had their first release in 2019, 3 year old, of course. And so it is, it is still brand new distillery, only 2024 to now. So I only had one experience previously from them, and that was part of their Underground series. And I think that is the series that really kicked them off. I think it's Mark Littler from the Auction People. He sent me a sample quite a long time ago. That's the first time I tried it, loved it, and but pricey ones. Maybe a little bit too pricey for many people, me included. And most of the time, it's very difficult to find these ones. Small batch releases. This one that we are going to taste today, um, price wise, yeah, I'll get to the price a little bit later on. So this one was cask number 16 of 319. Eyes are getting bad. And number of bottles 320. And it's still available. I've just checked on my store where I buy all my samples and my whiskey. They still have two in stock, so definitely something that you are going to find still. Now, this one is what they call in Americas a store pick, and it was picked by the House of Whisky in France. So, yeah, quite looking forward to giving this one a nosing and tasting to see what Bimber can produce. Now, they say it is it's a distillery that started by whiskey enthusiasts that they want to make the best whiskies that not money can buy, but whiskies that everybody can enjoy. Well, anybody with a quite a sizable pocket. That brings me to the topic of the price. Now it's available at 150 euros for a bottle. No age statement whiskey, no indication how old it is. I suspect it's not going to be very old, but at least they are bottling at cask strength. And when we talk about the cask strength, 57.8% ABV, so it is a big, strong boy. Does that mean that they can charge as much as they want? They can charge 150. Now, it just cringes me that people are charging 150 euros for no age statement whiskey. Now, I do not have deep pockets. I am not one that is going to spend that kind of money. It needs to be exceptional for me to take that kind of money out of my pocket. And if somebody asks me, how much did you pay? And I feel like, oh hell, it is too much for a whiskey. Hopefully, when we do the nosing and tasting, it comes across as something that is really good and maybe a little challenging. Now, the whiskey itself, I did pour myself a wee dram of it. Natural color, non-chill filtered, ex-Pedro Ximenez cask. Definitely the color is there, especially if it's a no age statement whiskey. I'm sure it's going to be not idea, but it's only maybe 4, 5, 6 years in that range. But of course, I don't know. Yeah, maybe somebody watching here, maybe you have a better idea on the age of it. Very difficult to find this information. So yeah, so on the nose, wow. Now, it is, if you would give me this whiskey in a blind tasting, I'm definitely not going to pick out that's a Pedro Ximenez sherry cask maturation. I think for 6 months, if I got the information correctly. It is lovely, it's sweet, but it is not overly sweet. And there is a strangeness that comes out. It's a whiskey that feels very strange, like it's my brain is working overtime. I can feel the rat looking in the different boxes. What the hell is going on? That 57.8% is definitely there, especially if you just give it a little bit of an agitation. It packs a big punch. There's almost an old rotten wood note. Well, rotten is maybe the wrong word. It's an old piece of wood that's got damp, and you've got that earthy components coming out. Maybe a mushroom or two growing in this piece of wood. It's earthy. It's dark. There's a resinous note, almost like pine needles, or a little bit of a frankincense. Now, I've been to Oman, where frankincense is everywhere. You get that little hint of that. It's lovely. There's a little bit of a dark chocolate note at the back. Definitely a challenging whiskey. I get a hint of an orange peel, and then I get a hint of something that I cannot place. It's a little bit like a diesel note, but it's not that. It's something that the brain just cannot explain it. It's a strangeness that in this whiskey, that it's a challenging whiskey. It is a lovely whiskey, especially if you let it calm down just a little bit. Wow, this is really nice. A little jet fuely, and I think that can also be from that PX cask, maybe a little sulfury note that comes out, but just a hint of it, just to make the smell interesting and not off-putting. It is lovely. Still not get any raisins note. Now, for me, Pedro Ximenez is raisiny sweet. I'm not really getting any raisins, but the sweetness of it is definitely there. So really nice on the nose. On the taste, cheers. Ooh. Oh yeah. Wow. The taste is completely different. That is Pedro Ximenez. It's lovely sweet. That raisins is there. Chocolate note, that dark chocolate note is definitely there. It is much sweeter on the taste than on the nose. It's big, it's strong, it's oak, but not oaky. There's no tannins in it. There's no bitter notes in it. Very young whiskey. You can actually taste the youthful note on it. That pearl ethanol burning sensation, definitely there. It is a lovely whiskey. It's a sipping whiskey. It's not something that I will add water to it. It would break my heart if I add water to this one, and I ruin it. A drop or two might not be bad, but yeah, I'm not going to drink a lot of it. It is strong. It is well, it packs a punch. One more sip. A little sharpness. If you take very small sip, you're not picking up that sharp notes. If you take a big sip, it's going to be, I think, a little bit too much for the senses. So for me, wow, this is balanced. It's lovely. It's sweet. It's friendly. On small sip. Big sip is definitely going to, well, I think it's going to be a little bit too much. So one more sip. Wow, this is really good. This is, in fact, well, I can feel myself reaching out for my wallet and buying a bottle of this. I think this is a whiskey that you are definitely going to enjoy. If you like something that is sweet, if you like a whiskey that challenges the brain, if you like a whiskey that you can sit back and just relax and trying to find what is all those different nuances in the whiskey. It is a stunning whiskey. Now, 150 euros, are you willing to pay it? I think if I would buy maybe one bottle whiskey every 3 4 months, I would most probably buy two of them to ensure that I have a backup and just enjoy it over a long period of time. Now, I would love to try this one if it was a little bit older, maybe a 10 15 year expression. I think with a little bit of time, a little bit more maturity, this would be an absolutely stunning whiskey. Of course, it's going to cost a bloody fortune. But yeah, that it is nice. Now, for my question for you, have you tried it? Have you ever heard of Bimber? It is just a whiskey that you think is worth the money. For the people that's got the deep pockets, bought one, let me know in a comment. And as usual, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I will also put a link to the Bimber Underground series that I made a video of. Go have a look. It's a very old video, so don't judge me. Don't judge me. Please don't judge me. It was a long time ago. So thank you very much, and I see you next time. Cheers.